Hello there, friends of the Colorado FGC and our neighboring state friends. CD Mangaka here to give you all a primer guide into Winter Showdown this very weekend. I'm one of the TOs that is involved with planning and executing this event, and it's been a crazy couple of months getting everything ready for it, but we are at the precipice of getting this event off the ground, and we wanted to address a couple of last moment questions and give you all some expectations for what's going to happen when you walk into the Akihabara arcade doors. I'll be going over some of the COVID policies and clarifying a few things since we'll be getting a couple of questions about that. We'll be going over what the venue layout is going to look like. But the first things first, I would like to shout out Stealthy Burrito for designing our new overlay assets for this event. They look phenomenal, and I'll be showcasing them throughout this entire video. Madison, you absolutely crushed it. Thank you so much. My friends, if you want to commission them for any work of yourselves, don't be afraid to reach out to me. They do fantastic work. I'd also like to shout out Singularity for programming this whole overlay and giving us some stream control access for all kinds of wonderful tools and features, like all the text down here with the Twitter handles, the pronouns, and the caster names laid out like this, as well as a fully programmable top 4 graphic, again, designed and executed by Madison, Stealthy Burrito, as well as a programmable top 8 graphic. These are things that were not going to be possible by our TOing hands. So thank you both so much for kind of collaborating individually on giving us these wonderful things. On that note of giving out thanks, I'd like to shout out our sponsors right here as I showcase our player and game camera real quick. Thank you, SNK, for sponsoring this event and sending us some awesome swag. We'll have a few t-shirts to give to the top 2 finishers of Samurai Showdown and the King of Fighters 15. We will also have some folders and a couple of bags to give out as well to more competitors than just those 4 that I mentioned. We'd also like to thank Level 7 Games for sponsoring this event with a $100 gift card to any of their stores. That will be awarded to the victor of the mystery bracket, which will be decided Friday night. And y'all are not ready for the hilarity and the shenanigans that Steak Foxes has planned for y'all for this event. Yeah, again, you can check out Level 7 Games all over the state on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you're looking to get back into trading card games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh!, or if you are a Gunpla enthusiast or want to get started out in that, or check out some retro video games, Level 7 can cater to all of your needs. So be sure to check them out where you can. Gaming Diasporas is another thank you to give to Evil Buho, the old director of Winter Showdown, who took off this year to focus on pursuing his master's degree. Did not really have the time to jump into TO, but has been giving us a couple of friendly nudges in the right direction. Seriously, thank you for the $1,300 in prize pool support across the games this year. It means a lot that we've been able to take some of the money left over from Winter Showdown 2022 and give it back to the players in this year. We are hoping to do the same for next year. We will have plans to think about, but that will be months away from now. Also, shoutouts to the Mile High Burst, the Denver Westminster centered fighting game community for Colorado. Our Discord server is almost up to 1,000 members. That's pretty crazy. And as well as shoutouts to the Colorado Springs section of our group, Buttons on Wake Up, as well as the TOs there with Steak Fox, iTrez, and Acro, to name a few. Thank you all for helping us out with this event. And shoutouts as well to Zarwardo of Kansas for bringing us in about 5 consoles to help us run this event, as well as Richard from Oklahoma for jumping in to help us run some side games. It's going to be good to see you again there, bud. So without further ado, though, I wanted to go over some of the frequently asked questions that we have regarding Winter Showdown. So let's jump to the Matcherino, not the Matcherino page, the Star GG page. I'm thinking about all the donations that we've been getting on Matcherino. All registration has been closed as of the moment, so there is only going to be an emergency registration available for some of the smaller games at Winter Showdown, and it's going to cost you $100 before the entry fee to get you in. The reason for this is that we've been advertising this for a few months. If you haven't been aware of the event up until now, I can only suggest that you get in touch with our socials. Don't mute all of the @everyone or @Colorado pings that we send out in our Discords. Those are important just to keep you all up to date on what we are doing for these events. With all that said, some of the larger games like Guilty Gear Strive, Tekken 7, and I believe Mystery Game and Guilty Gear Rev 2 aren't going to have any more registration opened up. There's simply too many people in already for us to accommodate anymore with the schedule that we've already laid out. So what is done there. Some other games we're going to be a little more flexible on. We're also going to try to print out some paper brackets. So that's one of the reasons why we're not really encouraging emergency registration, though we are welcoming it, if that makes sense for y'all. So that's going to be the thing right there. Again, if you got some questions or things, you can always email wintershowdownfgc@gmail.com. Scrolling down the list, COVID-19, we've had a lot of questions about this one, and so I've updated the text here, and I just want to finalize the policies with y'all. We've been getting asked, what kind of test do I need to take? How am I going to be showing this off? Where am I going to be doing this? This is all going to happen at the front desk, which we will be showing you that map in a little bit. But when you come to Akibar Arcade, you're going to come to the registration desk at the entryway to the Versus City side of the bar, and there you will check in, tell us your gamer tag on Start GG so we can check you in, or sign up if you're a spectator there. And then we will ask for a proof of COVID vaccination or a negative test taken within 48 hours. What does that proof entail? You just need any sort of COVID test. You could get it professionally done. You could take it at home. You could get a PCR test. You get a rapid antigen test. We're really lax about that this year. So after that, you just need to show us a picture as well as the timestamp of the photo. That's going to be in the information part of it on your smartphone, if you have that. Then once you show us those things, we'll give you your badge or your spectator wristband. Don't lose those. That is your easy in and out into the Versus side where this private event is going to be held. Anyone without that badge or that wristband in that side of things, or without a mask in that area, will be asked to either correct that lack of those things or be asked to leave that part of the bar. That's just how it is this year, my friends. We are keeping an eye on how majors are handling COVID-19 policies to see if this trend of less intense sort of policies continues on. And if that's the case, we will probably also loosen our restrictions next year for COVID-19 stuff and probably just do mask only. But that's a decision to be made at a later date. I know that for many of us in Colorado, that COVID-19 sort of feels like not a thing that we think about actively on the daily basis anymore. Myself personally, I work in a bar and we haven't had to worry about masks or anything like that for about a year and a half now. But for the sake of this event, for the safety of all attendees here, we're following the protocols that have been set in place by some of the larger fighting game tournaments, as well as other large-scale events, such as Colorado Anime Festival, which some of us will be helping out to run their fighting game tournaments just a few weekends after this one. So the grind never stops, and I want off the ride. Briefly, I just want a vacation. Thank you all again for understanding these policies and for respecting them. I appreciate it. Going down the list a bit, let's talk about the venue layout. So, y'all are familiar with Akibar Arcade. Towards the right is the bar side. Versus City is where we run the fighting game events at. It's going to look a little different this time around. There's going to be a lot of cabinets out of the way to open up as much space as we can, including 4 more countertops up towards the front, which are going to be invaluable for us to be using this event. You'll see here that the entryway is right here, and your reg desk is going to be sitting right here. Yes, it's going to be blocking up some of the archway. We do need a way to vet people that are coming in and interrupt them so that you don't just absentmindedly have people walking by, because this is a private space for Winter Showdown. The TO area is going to be back here, so if you have questions or things like that, we're going to be stationed up back here with some of our equipment, reporting scores, sending people around, answering questions, running the event, etc., from this little station towards the back. That is also going to be adjacent to the casuals and side tournament area. We're going to have 2 tables set up where you can bring in your own consoles. If you want to make sure that you have casuals throughout the weekend, there are going to be spaces for you to set those up. As far as the countertop space right here, these are all going to be accounted for by our own equipment for tournament games. Some of the time, these will be open for casual games as well. Just do bear in mind that when it's time for a tournament, it is time for a tournament. So please respect the space and let us use our tournament stations for the brackets that we need to run in a timely manner. If you have any sort of questions, again, we'll be right back here. And during these side game events, which will take place 6 o'clock on Friday, 6 o'clock on Saturday, and 2 o'clock on Sunday, we might commandeer one of these tables to ensure that we have setups to run the side game events at. So just bear that in mind. You notice that there's these yellow triangles here. Those are the Third Strike cabinets that will be up on Friday night through Saturday afternoon for the Third Strike bracket. Those will be where those are at. Once Third Strike is done, we will be moving the cabinets back into the casual area and moving some completely out of the way to open up more space so that this space right here is just seating. There's going to be chairs, maybe a couch or 2 set up so that y'all can sit, breathe, get a drink, eat some food, and enjoy the streams that we will have on display for y'all. I'm very excited that we were able to give y'all a good resting area to enjoy the event at this year. It's been a pretty crowded in previous years, but the fact that we've been able to sort of structure things so that there is just a place for you to sit down and relax is hugely important to us. And I'm so happy that we're able to give you all that this year. And that pretty much covers it for like the primer guide of Winter Showdown and what you can expect. Do keep in mind that the restrooms will be on the bar side of things and that mask will not be required over there. Still, we encourage you to keep them on there, but we're not going to police that area. Additionally, there will be porta potties out back for you all to use as well. So we have doubled the restroom capacity because we don't want competitors to be waiting in those long lines to relieve themselves. We're already taking enough of your insert word here. We want to be able to have as many receptacles for it as we can. Thank you all again so very much for supporting Winter Showdown. Looking at things this year, we'll be able to pay out all of our commentary and stream running staff decent enough rates. We've been able to upgrade the Akihabara computer as well for any TO to use. It is now a streaming beast that can do awesome stuff, and we're excited to demonstrate that this weekend from the Akihabara Arcade Twitch channel, as well as big shout outs to Surge for providing the equipment and largely running the secondary Twitch channel, Akihabara Arcade 2. That's where you can catch all the action, my friends. That pretty much summarizes it here. Thank you all so much for supporting Winter Showdown and the Colorado FGC from the bottom of my heart, as well as the other TOs from Winter Showdown. To name a few: Steak Fox, Itrez, Acro, Excruciation, Tanner, Dusky, Havoc Noah, Isaac, and I cannot think of another name, and if I forgot you, I'm terribly sorry. I will rectify that in post. I'm CD Mangaka, my friends. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you at Winter Showdown in just a day.